Is in fact a stolen Toyota Corolla. Again, first call came out in Buena Park. And again, we're in the midst of spring break for a lot of school districts here. So we're on surface streets here in the Anaheim area. Very dangerous situation.
And certainly seeing him driving on the wrong side of the road is quite nerve-wracking here. He's just weaving back and forth.
Not driving too erratically. And again, some schools are on spring break, see more traffic and kids as well. So hopefully right there, just went right through that intersection, northbound Civic Center Street right now. Coming up on a red light. Here we go. Cross traffic and just barely avoids that. You can see how the officers have to slow down. They just can't go through that intersection like the suspect does. They have to slow down and watch for traffic. They have to use extreme caution. Unfortunately, the suspect not using that same caution, and we see them blazing through intersections sometimes. Here we go. Looks like he's going to set up for a turn, running a stop sign, and just made that turn on Sycamore Street. Came really close to hitting that vehicle.
Looked like he did
Unfortunately,
sideswipe, yeah.
Yeah, almost looked like he did sideswipe there. Still not sure. I haven't heard units confirm that. But we're going on a residential street here. Look at that. Boom! Just went right through. Looks like he actually sideswiped that vehicle right there. So, unfortunately, we're starting to see speeds pick up and driving a little more recklessly as this alleged stolen vehicle trying to aid police right now.
Now, how far back are police at this point? We know they had to stop at that intersection a ways back. Have they gained any ground here? Oh, it looks like
a parking lot,
huh?
Yeah, you can see units right behind him right now. In fact, he's going through an alley, really fast through an alley. Going to pull out a little so you can see as he comes up on this intersection, just kind of cuts through, makes a left turn, and then a couple of Anaheim units going really fast right now. So basically now he's just kind of going in circles. And again, a lot of times they will go into areas that they are familiar with. So we don't know if this vehicle is familiar with this Anaheim area. We're still in the streets of Anaheim. Just went right through that red light or that stop sign. Now you see that unit there, unit number, that unit there, he's going to try to set up for a pit maneuver. Once this vehicle makes a turn, this guy is going to try to initiate a pit maneuver. He's getting really close. He's holding something outside his window as if he is taunting right by that school bus. He seems to be taunting the officers. Here we go, going to try to initiate that pit maneuver right there. He can't get in there, but this unit here.
Well.
Megan, sorry, we had a little bit of a delay there from our end, but can you tell Michael the answer there? Megan, are you still with us?
Yes, we're with you right here. Here we go. They're on La Palma right now. We're on La Palma in the Anaheim area, and this police vehicle right here, I believe that might be Buena Park or Anaheim, one of those agencies. They're going to try to pit this vehicle, traveling about 45 miles per hour right now. You can see a couple of units behind this vehicle starting to pick up some excessive speeds right now. It's sometimes just that cat and mouse game. They'll go slow. They see the officers get really close, and then they'll start picking up speeds. Here we go, and making that turn right there. That's the time you want to pit. That is the third or fourth attempt of a pit maneuver, and so far this vehicle has been able to get away from every single attempt of a pit maneuver. And unfortunately, every time we see them do that pit maneuver, vehicle starts driving erratically. Look at that, on the wrong side of the street here in this Anaheim area, and coming up on a red light here. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Coming up on Lincoln Avenue, a red light coming up here. So you're going to see what this vehicle is going to do. Here we go, coming up on a red light, a lot of traffic, and just blazing right through. Just how he didn't get in an accident is just amazing here. Fortunately, right now, we're not seeing any severe collisions. We saw a couple of times when the vehicle sideswiped other vehicles, but right now, vehicles still traveling at a high rate of speed. An alleged stolen vehicle. Here we go, wrong side of the road. This is what we do not like to see. Wrong side of the road here, here in the Anaheim area. We're going to see what officers are going to try to do here.
Megan, how close are you to Disneyland at this point? Are you still in the vicinity?
We are absolutely very close to Disneyland. We're flying high right now because of the, here we go, coming into a parking structure, crashed into that vehicle, trying to stop it. This may have ended it unless if this vehicle can get away. Officers are really going to be evasive on this. Crashed into a couple of shopping carts here. This is dangerous. This is a shopping area. Yes. There are people out there. There are families out there doing their shopping, and how this guy is getting away. I mean, look at him. He is taunting. No hands right now. He's showing that he has no hands. This guy needs to be stopped, just basically showing off, coming out of his vehicle right now, showing off that he is not being stopped right now, and basically he's just taunting those officers, but it's just going to be a matter of time before they stop this guy.
Yeah, Megan, we saw both hands out. Anything in his hands at all, or is he just flashing hand signals?
Doesn't look like he has anything in his hands right now. Monitoring officers right now, listening to what they're saying. It's kind of right above us or right below us right now. News Chopper 4, we're trying to do the best we can here. Westbound Lincoln Avenue, we're coming up on westbound Lincoln, and this pursuit is just almost right below us. So we're going to pull out a little and then pull in as we make this turn of the helicopter. Officers are trying to see what's going on. Here we go. Vehicle stopping. Now he's probably going to just taunt them and then take off again, kind of saluting them there. This guy is just basically just driving around taunting these officers. That's what it is now. He knows he's going to go to jail, so he's going to try to keep the shenanigans up as long as he can. U-turn here. I believe this is still Lincoln here. This is State College, actually. So now he's going on State College, just made a U-turn, and officers are going to bring this to an end. They're getting fed up with his nonsense, and they're going to stop him. Right here.
Yeah,
here he goes.
Like he's got a...
Oh, yeah. So we got a couple of people here. I'm going to stay with the driver. He knows the routine. He's been on this game before. We've got at least 2 passengers in the back seat. Driver came out of the vehicle, knows the protocol, hands out, and so basically before they apprehend him, they're going to clear the vehicle and get these 2 other individuals out right now. But this pursuit ended. I believe this might be State College. This is State College here, northbound State College in the Disneyland area.
Megan, we understand on the back of the windshield it reads something to the effect of "We support police, we support our police departments." Are you able to see what that says on the back of the car?
Yeah, it says we support our local police department. But again, this is an alleged stolen vehicle. We're northbound State College right before Lincoln. That's where this pursuit is ended. Don't know if these guys just stole this vehicle to take it for a joyride, if it is stolen. But again, it originated out of Buena Park, an alleged stolen vehicle. Drove extremely erratically here through the Anaheim streets near Disneyland. Again, at one time went into the parking structure at Disneyland and then came out. Now, right now, you see the driver is out, not in custody yet. They're waiting to clear the vehicle. They at least see 2 passengers in the back seat. They're not sure if there are any additional people who they cannot see. They are tinted windows. So protocol right now is they're going to call for those passengers to come out one at a time and have them laid proned out on the ground. And once they can confirm all people are out of the vehicle, then they will slowly approach that vehicle, make sure it's cleared before they apprehend all 3 suspects.
And again, Megan, these passengers, in addition to the one that was let out earlier, who is now in police custody.
Yes, there are a total of at least 4 people from what we know of. 1 already ran out of the vehicle. I believe that was on Euclid, just right around the 5 freeway. That person, they were involved in a foot pursuit. They were since arrested and apprehended. Now this driver is backing up toward the officers. They're going to apprehend him and put him in handcuffs. And look at that police dog. That dog is just ready to go, but he's going to stay there. And that's the threat, the reason why these people want to behave, because if they take off running or do anything that's in a aggressive manner, officers will release that canine in order to apprehend these suspects. They want to make sure somebody doesn't jump in the front seat and try to drive this vehicle away. So that's very important right now. That canine is just ready to go if it becomes necessary. But right now, suspect, the driver, is in custody, and now they're just waiting to apprehend 2 more suspects who are in the back seat.
Megan, it did appear that this driver sideswiped at least a couple of cars during this crazy chase that you were over. Have you heard anything more about those vehicles?
No, haven't heard if there were any injuries or anything. They were really concerned trying to stop this vehicle. We did witness it 2 times. One definitely looks like they sideswiped a vehicle as they were driving on the wrong side of the road. These guys were just out for fun, taking this vehicle, driving recklessly, putting a lot of lives in danger, especially when they went through the parking lot and crashed into a couple of shopping carts. There were shoppers out there with their families, and shortly after that, they were able to basically they just gave up. They knew this game wasn't going to last forever.
All right, Megan Reyes live for us in the city of Anaheim. In News Chat before, we saw the driver of that stolen black Toyota Corolla surrendered not too long ago. At least 2 people in the back, 1 passenger let out over on a Euclid in Anaheim. Again, at least 4 people involved in this here.
And we're going to continue to follow this for you online at NBCLA.com. Right now, though, we're going to take you to Days of Our Lives in Progress. Anaheim, and Megan Reyes over the scene for us where the driver has been taken into custody. Is this one of the passengers now coming out of the vehicle and walking backward towards officers, Megan?
Yeah, that's a female passenger. She was sitting in the right rear seat. She is complying with officers' demands. She has her hands out, hands up in the air, and basically they're going to put her in handcuffs, and then they're going to address the third passenger in that vehicle. Again, one passenger already arrested. They ran out of the vehicle on Euclid Street right around the 5 freeway. Now she's being put into handcuffs, and they're going to take care of her. So now they got one more individual in this vehicle, passenger in the left rear seat. I believe that was a male subject, so they're going to basically summon him out of the vehicle, and the same procedure is his two fellow friends. Come out with your hands up and just basically back up towards the sound of the officers' voices, and that's what they're going to do before they put him in handcuffs. And then even once they get all these individuals in handcuffs, they still need to clear that vehicle to make sure nobody else is in the vehicle.
Yeah, Megan, you mentioned earlier that there's also the risk, a possible risk, of someone from the back seat getting to the front and taking off in that car again. Is it a protocol for them to ask the driver to throw the keys out so we wouldn't run into that problem?
That is true. That is one of the protocols, but this guy just ran out of the vehicle so fast and laid on the ground. That's one of the concerns right now. Is usually what they do is they have them turn the vehicle off, and you'll always see them. They summon them to throw the keys outside the window. They do that so they cannot drive away if they have a change of mind. There are 3 individuals in that vehicle, so they need to safely make sure that everybody gets out of that vehicle. And the safety is for the public concern. They don't want these guys getting back up into the front seat and driving away. So right now, we assume the keys are in the vehicle, but so far it doesn't appear that anybody is making that type of maneuver. We still have one person coming out of the car. Now they're coming out of the right side, and it looks like that's probably going to be another female. And don't know if that's there's going to be another individual. I mean, I saw 2 people, so maybe they're just having them crawl out and get out of the right side. But at least 1 male and 2 females, and another subject was caught earlier. So at least 4 people in this alleged stolen vehicle taking it for a joyride through the streets of Anaheim on a very dangerous pursuit at times.
And so this appears to be the final person in this vehicle, Megan, as far as we can tell.
Correct. As far as we can tell, I believe that's going to be the final person. So what they're going to do now is they're going to still have to clear that vehicle. The scene is not cleared yet. Once that person is in handcuffs, we're going to make sure there's nobody else in that vehicle. They're going to have to clear that vehicle. So I'm not sure whether there's another individual. We also might see they might release that dog, summoning if anybody else is in that vehicle, come out, or we're going to send the dog. Tinted windows in the back makes it a little difficult for officers to actually see whether or not somebody else is in there. And so what they'll do is they'll utilize that dog to go out there and make sure that nobody is in the vehicle. So we're just waiting to see right now what officers are going to do.
An indicator that the engine is still running. You see the windshield wipers there are still going back and forth as they have been for the last few minutes now. Again, the driver surrendered really quickly here. 2 passengers pulled out, both females in the back seat. Again, we're waiting to get the all clear to make sure that no further passengers are inside that vehicle.
That's correct. And again, he didn't even turn off that vehicle. And those windshield wipers were on quite some time during the pursuit. It just shows how erratic these kids were driving this vehicle. And I say kids because they look like they're in their early 20s. But again, police are still acting as if there might be another person in the vehicle. So don't be surprised here in a moment if we see them release that K9 to help clear that vehicle.
Yeah, this really was a dangerous chase situation. There goes the dog, as you said.
Yeah, the dog just went in there, and look, he's probably confirming that there's nobody inside the vehicle. So it looks like that may be at the story right now. Vehicle cleared. I tell you, if somebody was in the vehicle and a dog comes after like that, they'd probably run out. So safe to assume that that vehicle might be cleared.
You'd also assume that dog would lunge into the vehicle if, in fact,
there was someone else inside. All right, Megan Reyes live for us at State College in Lincoln in the city of Anaheim here. The end of a pursuit here, very wild pursuit from Buena Park to Anaheim.
And Megan, we appreciate your coverage overhead. Glad that this resolved peacefully with the capture of the driver and the 2 passengers in the back of that vehicle. Of course, we'll have a full wrap-up on this for you on the NBC4 News starting tonight at 5 o'clock.
Aw, look at that. You didn't get away.